Welcome to this edition of Canola TV, featuring the latest information on producing and marketing winter canola in the Southern Plains. Canola TV, a service of PCOM, Producers Cooperative Oil Mill.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Canola TV. Joining us today, Heath Sanders with PCOM. And Heath, I know that you've worked closely with the folks at OSU, with Josh and some of the other folks, in putting some plots down for growers to be able to look at across the state. Tell me how that went during the fall season.
Okay, Ron. This year, Josh Bashong with Oklahoma State University and along with the Oklahoma Oilseed Commission had funding to put out research and demonstration plots around, I believe there's 12 locations across the state, and they're dispersed out from southwest Oklahoma, western Oklahoma, and up into northwestern Oklahoma. We had a various planting window there where most of it was planted dry. If they were lucky enough to get a shower on it, you know, it wasn't much, but it was enough to get some of it up and get it going. Mm-hmm. For the most part, there's that I've checked and kind of looked as I've drove across the state, some of those look extremely well. Some of them the stands are a little skippy, but they're there, and the plants are a little smaller. But all in all, the herbicide control and the insect control has been put on these plots, and so we'll be looking at fertility in the spring. So for the most part, the stands are there. It's just some of the canola is a little smaller than what we typically see this time of year.
Now, as far as the plots themselves, they'll see what different varieties as well as different combinations of some herbicides and chemicals.
What they did this year is they put out 8 Roundup Ready varieties along with a sulfur and boron treatment on the end of the study, and they tried to replicate that at least 2 replications in order to get some good use data out of that. Mm-hmm. Most of these trials that Josh has talked about, he's going to take them to harvest and try to get some data off of that and be able to compare what varieties may work in a certain area given the time of year. The resources such as water being our main one seems like here anymore. And it's mostly for demonstration for that farmer in that area. When OSU puts on spring field tours, the county extension educator along with Josh Bashong, the extension associate for winter canola, for them to put a program together and get more farmers out in the field, enable them to look at different things that's going on and be able to see how that certain varieties or different fertility programs can fit in their farming operation.
So give them a lot of good information come springtime, right?
Yes, and that's the main deal. And we try. I know Josh tries to have these plots around flowering time. It generally attracts a lot of guys because the canola flowering is generally really pretty, and so we get a lot of interest of guys wanting to look at the crop, learn more about the crop, and basically see how they can grow canola on their farm. So
we'll have those dates probably out in the next couple of months as far as when they will be available come springtime during that critical season.
That's correct. I would generally say around the first second week in April is when he tries to do that, and we try to bunch them up he tries to bunch them up pretty close together, working with everybody's schedule that can be there as well.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. That'll be interesting, and obviously it's a lot of good information for guys that are growing canola, but also thinking about growing canola in the future.
Well, you can never stop learning about canola, and you know we've been growing canola for at least 9 years now, and we continue to figure out new ways to improve, plus also see what else is coming out and be able to help these guys with better information.
Okay, Heath Sanders joining us today. I'm Ron Hayes for Canola TV.
Canola TV, a service of PCOM and produced by OklahomaFarmReport.com.